Festival season officially kicks off. Is it back to the drawing board? A possible infection is killing tours across America. I'm Rob, and this is Brick in Mouth News. Festival season has officially kicked off this month. Great Escape, Desert Fest, Bearded Fury, Radio 1 Big Weekender, Slam Dunk, Call of the Wild, and so many more festivals have taken place and are still due to take place this month. We officially have a return to live music, fields, venues, encores, stumbling drunks, a funny, musky smell in the air, warm tinnies, battle jackets, and a risk of rain. Speaking of, current long-range weather forecasts are incredibly unpredictable and rather vague. Anyone with the ability to communicate could tell you there's dry spells with a chance of rain on the way, aka a British summer. And that's what we're currently being told by the Met Office in regards to long-term weather for the festival season to come. This is hardly a surprise for anyone who has lived in this country for longer than a week. So here's the official Brick in Mouth prediction for the weather this coming festival season. We'll have some, like a really shit pick and mix. So there you go, you heard it here first. In a British summer, we will have weather. This month has been a mixed bag of weather already. We've had Arctic blasts, we have had downpours, thunderstorms, we have had an amazing summer heat wave that I'm currently filming through and unable to sleep after a night shift due to the neighbours just going ham with the music to their washing on the line. And looking at historical trends, there really is nothing that can be predicted on this one. It is a mixed bag, and like previous years, it's just people guessing. Even actual qualified meteorologists, that's the word, even they can't predict long term. So if you're looking at weather maps, if you're making prediction forecasts yourself, it's still too far out. Let's be reasonable here. It's just too far out. If you're going to be in a field this summer, all I can say is good luck. It's not looking great, but then the next minute it does look great. Enjoy the weather. You're in England, and hopefully it doesn't suck too much. Are the Osbourne camp having to go back to the drawing board? The Ozzy Osbourne Back to the Beginning show was a celebration of life, music and the achievements of one man within rock and metal, being the pioneer that he was. And some people think it was like beating a dead horse. Since this event has happened, there has been news about a theatrical documentary release, a rumour of a Blu-ray, DVD combination of some description, even an album box set. Along with a documentary that has covered the last 6 years of Ozzy's life, there is now a biopic in the works by the Osbourne family to celebrate their late husband and father. The biopic was originally slated to come out in 2027. That has recently been shuffled back for release now in 2028. The Back to the Beginning documentary was announced on July 22nd, 2025, with a promised release window of early 2026, which has eventually shifted to spring 2026. According to the 2026 calendar, meteorological spring ends on May 31st. Astronomical spring ends on June 21st with the summer solstice. That's not much time left to release the documentary into theatres, Sharon. Sharon, why haven't you released the documentary, Sharon? Why do you keep pushing all this stuff back, Sharon? Why haven't you released the documentary about your late husband, Sharon? Did you make a promise you couldn't keep, Sharon? Is this like when you said you'd run as a Birmingham City Councillor, Sharon? For the Conservative Party, Sharon? A party that your husband famously fucking hated for what they did to the North, Sharon? You also said you'd go to Stephen Lennon's little fash march in London, Sharon, but you didn't do that. You went to go collect a statue by your lovely orange president, Sharon. Let's be honest, which one of these is more likely to happen, Sharon? You'd step outside your comfort zone, or you'd go get a little statue. You awful, racist, disgusting, haggard, Skeletor impersonating, smashed leather handbag of this old piece of shit. I'm sorry about that. It appears we had some technical issues there for a second. Hopefully that will all be resolved very shortly in the broadcast. Currently, the closest we have to a Back to the Beginning DVD box set or any sort of release is a free disc bootleg release that you can buy online for about $20. Nothing has been heard about this documentary for 11 months now. And breaking news, we're just getting word that an AI persona of Ozzy Osbourne is in the works and will be taken on tours so people could ask it questions. I'm not quite sure on the specifics of this one, but it sounds pretty ghoulish to me. Jack Osbourne is saying he spoke to his father about the technology behind this and said he was really for it. That just sounds really odd to me. So rather than edit a product that has been promised, rather than produce the product that has been promised, they are working on brand new technology and new systems to create an AI avatar of Ozzy that's supposed to be his personality, to tour a country and have people ask him questions. So instead of the product we're promised, we get an AI fraud that's probably going to be paid to ask a question as this old woman chases the ghost of her husband. You have to admit, this reeks of a cash grab. It's another product to market. It's another thing to sell. It's another revenue stream. It really is sad. I really do hope the family can spend some time speaking to a therapist about this one, as there's clearly some unresolved issues here, and it's just worrying at this point. I understand that their main source of income has gone, but this is taking the piss now. You've promised multiple products that you are failing to deliver on. You've made multiple promises about political intentions, whilst your son has come out saying that maybe you should shut the fuck up if you're a celebrity and have some sort of political opinion. What the fuck is going on with this family? This is not good. Why are we still getting this shit coming at us? Viral infection, blue dot fever, is killing tours across America. Multiple artists from multiple genres have put out official announcements that blame various causes, such as logistics, timing, well-being, album commitments, or a slew of many other excuses for why artists have had to cancel dates. But the real reason is much simpler than that. Greed. Blue dot fever has been a phenomenon in America for a little while now. It has been decimating touring schedules, causing dates to be cancelled. So, what exactly is it? On ticketing purchasing websites, Ticketmaster, when you purchase your tickets, you choose it from an array. Now, there are little colour-coded dots to tell you information about that area. If it is a red dot, it is a heavily sold area. There are very few tickets remaining, so that means they might also jack the price up, because Ticketmaster are scum. When less tickets have been sold, it will be amber to say that it's been reasonably well sold and there's a decent amount of tickets left. Then there's green little dots, which says there are a fair amount of tickets left, and a good few have been sold. When no tickets have been sold, it's blue dots. Blue dot fever, which has been across the board on all of these events. Blue dots, as far as the eye can see. No tickets are selling. And what's the real reason behind that one? Pure, unadulterated greed. Many of these events have been part of stadium tours across America, where tickets are in excess of $150 for the nosebleed seats. Seats way up in the rafters. You are at a concert for ants. All you are seeing is ants in the distance. It is not worth $150. Mediocre food is costing $15. A bottle of water is costing you $10. And a singular beer is costing you $20. This is simply not affordable. And much like a Youngblood show, merchandise produced on scale, at mass, for the lowest point possible in third world countries is being sold for a premium. Nothing about this experience is designed with the punter at the forefront. It is purely about profit and greed. And shock horror, it turns out that not every artist is able to pull off Taylor Swift style numbers. You are simply not as big as your ego. She can only pull this off because she is essentially the head of a cult. So Sleep Token should be fine then. What this all boils down to is the average American working class person cannot afford over $200 for a singular night out for one person. While artists do better in the United Kingdom, that is simply because we do not have them touring every week. We do not have an artist popping into our town every week, which they do over there. We are more able to financially prepare for these events as we would get them once every 3-4 months. While we are still heavily impacted by global events and a certain orange goblin destroying the world as they see fit, we are slightly more capable of handling it, as we do not have the constant bombardment of these artists. It is just a rare treat savoured by those who are able to afford to put money away for a couple of months. It is not constant, relentless, in your face, buy, consume. We at least get some respite from that. Some artists have been smart at managing this. Take, for example, Hayley Williams. Lovely lady. Just generally a lovely person. What she has done with her tour, she tried a small version of it in smaller areas, in smaller venues. Used that to gauge the reaction, gauge the demand, and has since released a larger scale production of her tour, the Hayley Williams Show. It is now in stadiums, it is now touring across America at large venues, and I could not be happier for her. That means there is hope. She will come back to the UK, possibly do larger venues here, and maybe more tickets will be on offer. Because I couldn't get some for the last tour, and that made me cry. Not me, it made the missus cry. And what makes her upset makes me upset. She really wants just to tick that last one off. That's her bucket list done. She's not allowed to die after that, but she'll be happy to. Well, she wouldn't be upset if she did, because she would have done everything then. But she's still not allowed to. These artists are truly out of touch with their fan base if they believe they are deserving of this money on a constant, consistent basis. It cannot be afforded, it cannot be done, and with everyone doing it at the same time, of course it is going to tank an industry. These artists doing this are not only destroying their name, their image and their own brand, they are destroying the lives of the people that work for them. I understand that shows have insurance and there will be some payout for the staff working at these venues, not just the staff employed by the venue that are working there, security, concession stands, ticketing staff, all of that. You talk about the lighting crew, the touring crew, the merchandise crew. All of it is going to cost and all of it is going to have an impact on these people. They're going to have their travel plans in order long in advance and they're just going to have it scrapped. All because a billionaire is confused why average working class people cannot afford constantly throwing $200 out for one person for one night. That's not including if you need a hotel to stay over. They are just pricing their fans out. And it is just due to their own incessant greed. I'm Rob. This has been Brick in Mouth News. Good fucking luck.